Maddie, you said that you support feminism, but not over the top. So what aspects of feminism do you support?
I support women. I support that women should have the same rights as men. I support that women should get paid the same amount as men. I support women. That's what I support.
So you same rights as men, and then should be paid the same as men.
Just treated as equal. Like,
do you think they're not?
Yeah, in some ways, yeah.
How?
I think men are paid more in certain jobs.
What about in OnlyFans?
Women are definitely paid more.
So do you think we should take money from women?
You
I have some guy only.
I know friends. I have guys who are friends who do OnlyFans, and they still make money. Like, that's not. But I think like mainly women run this app. Not to say that like. I just don't think there's as many men on the app as there is women, and that's why women make more. But like,
okay. Well, do you think, for example, and this came up in the debate, do you think that in women's sports, female athletes should be paid the same as male athletes? Like, for example, in tennis or in women's soccer or in, do you think that the WNBA? Do you think the women in the WNBA should be paid the same as they're playing the same game, right? As in the NBA.
I mean, coming from someone who played college and soccer and could have ended up going pro, I totally think women and men should get paid the same. They're doing the same things. They're training the same amount. But
the leagues are making vastly different amounts of revenue.
And that's why women don't make the same. I understand it, but I don't agree with it.
Erroneous.
Okay, but didn't you just say that, well, when it came to OnlyFans, like, do you think, for example, all the women on OnlyFans should start subsidizing male content creators?
What do you mean by that?
Well, men don't make the same amount of money on OnlyFans. There's less opportunity for men on OnlyFans. Should the women collectively have to, relinquish some of their earnings in order to bolster men in the OnlyFans world? Or what about in the modeling world, for example?
I think if there was as many men on the app, men would be making just as much money. But I think that women really...
There's not the equivalent demand.
I'm not a feminist. I think that, I just want to say, I'm sorry.
Girl, all right.
I'm not, but I
that's my business partner right there.
I'm not a feminist.
Wait.
I feel like men, it's... The society is like built this way where like men is able to be more dominant in in relationships and money and government. If we think about I just think I don't know. I just think that it's built this way. So what?
Wait, okay,
a lot of wisdom in that.
Question for Maddie here. So you think the WNBA, the women in the WNBA should be paid the same as the men in the NBA? Is that correct?
Okay, look, I'm not gonna dive too deep into this.
Just because I'm pushing back a little bit on your position, don't walk back your position.
I hear you, but I'm not gonna dive too deep into something that, like I said, I support women, but I'm not over the top about it.
But you said you support equal pay, and I'm asking, in this specific realm of human endeavor, do you think that in women's soccer they should be paid the same? Women's tennis?
Yes, I do.
And also in the NBA, do you think there too?
I don't know how much people in the NBA make on different sides, but I do think that they should get paid the same. Yes.
Okay,
but there are 3 people who go to WNBA.
I'd like you to name.
Oh my God.
Three male NBA players.
No, I'm not naming anyone. I don't know.
Okay, can you name?
I just knew soccer.
Okay, well, the point I'm trying to make is, I mean, the women in the WNBA would be more adequately compensated if, for example, women actually watched basketball, but they don't.
You're saying...
Well, you're saying that they should be equally compensated, but it doesn't sound like you're a big female sports fan. Like, you don't buy jerseys or... And that's the case for not just you, but for a lot of other women.
Yeah.
Could I add? I think what she's trying to say... Not trying to put words in your mouth. Yeah. But what she's trying to say is that their compensation should be equivalent. But in reality, they are compensated more. Men are in male sports because they do bring in a lot more views. They bring in a lot more of that traction between those communities with the NFL, NHL, etc. So for that reason, it's understandable that they make more income. Regardless, I think what she's trying to say is just she wishes that their compensation was equivalent. Obviously, because of
why should it?
Because it's the same sport and because of the same mechanics that they work out and they're always
Isn't it the case though, like for example in women's tennis, that they play I'm not familiar with tennis terminology, but I do think they play less game. Michael, do you know this?
Well, I'm an avid viewer of the WNBA, and so I think they play some number of games every year, or they dribble a little.
Well, no, I was talking about tennis.
Women's tennis.
Tennis. That one too.
They play like two
dynamic.
less. What is it? I forgot the terminology. Any tennis
matches?
Match.
Is that it?
No, it's
sets. There's less sets or something. And
I'm confused, like what point you're trying to get.
Yeah, I am too. Like seriously, like I don't understand.
Because you mentioned that you consider yourself a feminist, and you said that you want equal rights for women. You want equal pay for women.
I say I support women.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said that in the note, and I made that very clear because I'm not one to sit here and argue over or debate over a topic that I don't know so much about.
Well, we'll switch gears away from the wage gap then.
Yeah.
What rights do men have that women don't?
Can we make this a group
Women's
thing?
rights.
We can make it a group thing. If they feel the same way as you do, then sure, we can make it a group
Then
thing.
anyone who feels the same way as me, feel free to speak on it.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
What's the question?
Well, okay, so
I don't know.
Are you a feminist?
I am.
Okay, so do you believe that do women have equal rights?
Grid One Motorsports donated $200. The owner of it pays himself 1.3 million a day last year. He loves feminism thanks you for selling yourself. Feminism has failed you. Embrace the patriarchy which values and protects women.
I think we've come a long way from a couple decades ago.
Yeah.
However, I think there are some areas that we need to improve on. I see your point between the WNBA and the NBA. There's obviously different.
Well, we can
profits.
move off. We can definitely move off of the sporting thing, but you said there's some areas that we can improve on, or where it's not yet quite equal. So what are those?
Equal pay and access to our bodies to make choices about our bodies.
Okay.
That men should have no input in at all.
Oh,
which choices, like what you dress in, or
like pro-choice.
So is your position no uterus, no opinion?
It's not no uterus.
Well, you said men should have no say, so.
I think she meant in making the laws on it.
Yeah, on making laws about it. Specifically pro-choice, pro-life. I think women should always have the choice because, I mean, it's their body. They're the ones that are giving birth to these children. And I understand, there's different situations. There's different situations that I can see different sides on. I see the sides of pro-life.
Because you just said they're children.
Huh?
You just said, because sometimes when people argue for abortion, they say, it's just a zygote, or it's a little clump of cells, or whatever.
Yeah,
but you admitted the truth, which is their children.
Well, I don't know if I'd
when they
put
bear
it like
them,
that.
it becomes a child.
You just put it like that.
I don't know if I'd put it like that. I'm not as media trained as you, so I'm not really watching my words as closely.
It's better not to be media trained in this regard, because you're saying what you really believe, and you're totally right.
It's not that I believe that they're children when they're in the womb. I think it gets
you at least thought it was
line when they become a child. I think it's a little blurry right now, and I'm open to learning more science behind it and stuff like that. But I do think that women should always have the right to choose,
even after they become children, at whatever point that is,
whether or not they want to carry their pregnancy. And
so you just said, look, it kind of depends on when they actually become children. I'm not sure exactly when they do.
I don't think the choice depends. I'm not.
So you're
saying
so then all this, the beginning and the end and none of that matters, because you're saying that even when the babies are children, by my own admission, the women still should have the right to kill them.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I understand points on both sides, but I side with women that they should have the right to decide whether or not they want to carry their pregnancy to term and have their child.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, at least you're honest about it, which a lot of people try to muddy up the issue, but you haven't muddied it up too much. Yeah, no, you haven't really.
I don't feel like I've muddied it up at all.
Well, you did a little bit when you changed from the child to a pregnancy, but then you came back to it again when you said, and give birth to the child. So I think you're pretty honest about it.
Truth Bomb donated $200. Most women athletes actually make a larger percent of total revenue than the male athletes do. Most of the feminists' arguments are actual garbage.
In what case do women went where? Because if so, I'm
because
just
they're
not
subsidized by, like the WNBA is subsidized by the NBA.
Okay,
so
I don't know enough about the WNBA. I don't know all that.
Because the women's sports make no money,
it is
so
subsidized,
they all get subsidized by the men's sports.
Yeah,
and
I don't know enough about
with
that to speak on
the
that.
women's national soccer team.
Michael's father donated $200.
Michael's father.
Smokey Mike is doing great so far.
Thank
There
you, Dad.
Have it. Okay. Michael
Appreciate
Knowles'
that.
father's in the chat. There you go.
Can we go back
I
to
didn't
the
know my
comment
father had a
before
YouTube,
that?
but-
The comment before that was interesting.
Most women which one? The most women athletes actually make
No. The one before that. The OnlyFans owner one.
Oh, that he pays himself what?
Yeah.
$1.3 million a day.
I actually appreciate OnlyFans as a platform. Before that, a lot of girls just sold things on Snapchat. So I think OnlyFans as a platform has created a very safe way to do sex.
Snapchat.
Why? I don't interrupt you.
Well, you did a couple times actually.
Okay,
but-
sorry.
Well, I was also just trying to move away. We've stuck on the OF.
I was just
combo
saying
for a
I
long
appreciate the
time.
comment because
Sure.
yeah, you were trying to make it a negative thing. I look at it as a positive thing.
What was I trying to make negative?
No. That person.
Oh, the TTS. I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
I just want to acknowledge their comment. They paid good money. They deserve to be acknowledged.
Yeah, Grid One Motorsports. She's right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. He did say feminism has failed you. Embrace the patriarchy. So thank you for bringing that
If
back
you
up.
created the software and went through the coding, it needs a little updating. But
What?
you know, I appreciate the
Yeah.
owner of OnlyFans, so he should be paid a lot. He owns My Free Cams too. Just so you know.
He's a regular old
Oh my
feminist.
God, who the hell cares?
Appreciate it. And I forgot who asked something about the female athletes. I was going to make the point. Someone kind of challenged the one from Truth Bomb. There was something about the U.S. women's national soccer team. If you actually broke down how they negotiated their contract, it's been a while since I saw there's people made videos on this, and it was they did a lawsuit. They negotiated a very different package, which I forgot their payment was based on either the games played, regardless of if they won, and I think the men negotiated they only got paid either by games played or if they won. I don't recall all the details. There were some differences in, like, if you actually broke it down in some ways, that women actually ended up, they were paid more than the men. But we do have a chat here from Kendall Weller. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Aliens are real, Michael.
Aliens are just demons for libs.
Oh,
so
shit.
they're not real. There's no evidence that aliens exist at all, but the people want it to be real because they want some being outside of human beings to be smart, and
I believe
they're
in
just-
aliens.
Okay.
They don't necessarily have to be like super smart and like whatever.
Wait,
but
Michael, I have a
believe in
question. When it comes to the aliens thing, welcome to the whatever alien talk podcast.
Here we go. Let's go.
When you say you don't think that there's aliens, do you think that there hasn't been any actual contacts that have come here? But you think in this the scale of the universe is huge. Do you think it's possible somewhere out there that there's life?
No. I'm not saying it's completely impossible, but the odds of it are basically
Like
nothing.
on some there's
Zebulon
billions,
5,
billions of
Yeah,
stars
it's all
and
fake.
planets.
There's no aliens.
No
It's
other,
all fake.
No
Yeah,
other
there's
life.
no alien. No.
What about life? Well, I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah, no, probably not. Like
All right.
because people always say this. They say, but the universe is really, really big, and so the probability means that there's life somewhere else in the universe, but there's not. The way that in order to ascertain the probability, you'd have to know anything about how life begins. So I think I have a pretty good idea of how life begins, with like God lifting clay and creating man and breathing into him and everything. But the scientists, they say, well, that's not a sufficient answer. So I say, okay, scientists, what's your scientific answer of how life begins? And they say, we'll get back to you. They have absolutely no idea. So, when they come up with some idea of how scientifically life begins, then you could ascertain the probability. But until then, it's all totally fake.
If I can relate this back to dating, would anyone here date an alien?
Hell yeah.
I would.
If
he was rich and had a big cock.
What?
He has a good personality, and he has a 12-inch dick. We could.
12. Ooh.
She said, ooh.
It's an alien, guys. It can have anything.
Yeah. That was wild.
Is that Javier Milei?
Yeah. It's just,
I think that's a really beautiful thing you said. But like, if you're not religious, like what? Then,
Yeah, no, that's why
right.
people believe in aliens now, is because they're not
Correct.
religious, but they have all these intuitions that there are like spiritual beings who are intelligent, who visit us every now and again, and it's just a way for atheists to try to understand angels and demons.
Interesting.
Okay.
And you said you used to be an atheist, correct?
Yeah.
For how long? 10 years?
Yeah. Long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
Interesting. What did Alien? Would you get with an alien?
Female. Is she hot?
Only a female alien.
Is she hot?
Female alien. Yeah.
She's hot, maybe.
It's like the Avatar. Think Avatar, I guess.
Oh, I fuck with avatars. I love avatars.
Okay. Mia, would you?
If it's an avatar, yeah.
Okay.
Fire.
You're into blue. You don't see color.
Okay, well, I wouldn't.
You're totally colorblind.
We're not seeing.
Maddie?
Not starting.
I like my boyfriend, my human boyfriend.
Okay. Let's see. We were talking about feminism, if I recall. Something
Why you
about
look at me?
equal. Was it you we were talking
I feel like
about?
we're talking humans.
Equal rights.
We were talking about
We're all
tricks.
spiritual beings.
I said.
No, that was a while.
No, it was Maddie. I think we were talking to Maddie, and then Sophie kind of weighed in a little bit.
I support
I thought we,
women.
like,
I
moved on
stand
from
by
that.
women.
We, like,
That's
moved on
about
from
it.
that, I
That's
feel
about
like.
all.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
And I said that in the comment. I said I'm not an over the top feminist. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
everything
He's
about it, but I support.
But not over the top.
I support
Feminism's terrible.
women.
It makes women miserable. And so, to your point, you're saying, and you kind of intuit that. So you're saying, yeah, I'm not a feminist. I just support women. Like, I'm pro-woman. And that's a great
I'm
answer.
literally, yeah, exactly.
It's a great answer.
What do you guys think of men
Men are great.
In what way?
in general?
They're great.
I love my men friends and my family.
Okay.
I think that there's some good ones, but they're just
But
harder
there's
to find.
some good ones.
Yeah.
I'm not even necessarily speaking romantically here.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
saying in general.
Okay. There's some good ones, not
Yeah.
most.
I just haven't
are
had the
good
best experience with men, so maybe
Is
I'm
that
not the person
perhaps-
to ask. You can ask.
Well, is that perhaps what's the word for
Because
it?
of my job.
Informed by your job, yeah.
I had a bad experience with men as a child, way before I ever knew what OnlyFans
Okay.
was.
I see what you're saying there. Cindy, what about you? Oh,
Yeah.
we got Truth Bomb.
Truth Bomb donated
Oh, wow,
$200.
There we go.
Oh, and the earth is flat.
Wow.
Christ is king.
Christ is King.
$200 to
At least
say
one of
that
those
is
things
wild.
is true.
Earth
I don't
is
know. I don't know about
wise.
both those things, but
Okay. All right. Cindy.
Christ is king too.
Cindy. Okay. Cindy, your thoughts on, do you like men? What do you think? What are your thoughts on men?
I like men when
You like
they
men?
treat me well.
Anybody? Nicolette?
Yeah. I love men. I feel like we need men. They're hot. And yeah.
they're not all hot.
Is Michael Knowles hot? I'm sorry, I shouldn't
It took a long time for her to answer. I understand, which is
He's
fine. It's
Michael,
okay. I'm not offended.
right?
I'm not
Yeah,
offended.
yeah. Whoa, what the
You said,
That's devastating.
Bro, why you got Nicolette? Why you got a...
What?
She's keeping me
He's
humble.
married.
Yeah.
No, that's
And
not
has
me.
children.
I love married men. And they love me too.
You just don't like me. So it's not because I'm married. It's devastating.
I'm sorry, I thought she was actually going to... I was setting her up for a layup to
I
be
needed to be taken down.
Michael's
a
a
few pegs.
babe.
Man.
And
No.
I did not go
She
how I
wasn't
planned.
feeling it.
Mia.
And that's fine.
Yes.
What about you?
What was the question?
What do you think of men?
Oh, I love men.
Love men? Actually, Nicolette made me think of something interesting. She said she needs men. Going around the table, do you need men?
I think I need men. Yeah, definitely. I do. Think
Okay.
I think, yeah, I do think men and women were created for each other, so I do think we need them.
It's beautiful.
I've watched enough Red Pill podcasts where like the question kind of just like sends a shock down my spine. But like, do we need men? Like, yeah, we need men. But I like.
If there was,
Why do you watch Red Pill podcasts?
Well, I'm on a Red Pill
Is it?
podcast.
Well, okay.
Right?
Is it?
So
Is it?
like,
But what do you
Is
watch?
it a
You're
Red
on
Pill?
it. But what do you watch?
Is it a red
because
pill
I like
podcast?
to
Oh, thanks,
be
Mia. Thank you.
prepared and
Yeah.
be informed and not just come on and be like, what's gonna happen? You
Yeah.
know, because I can
You're
come back
describing my
with
preparation
questions, right?
process.
I was in corporate America. I prepared before all my meetings. Like I know what to do. Researched you. You're from New York. I'm from New York.
Wow. That's
Wow.
We're in New York.
Wow.
good
Long
job, that was
Island.
impressive.
Long Island.
We're in Long Island.
I mean, I'm not trying to dox
It all makes-
myself.
Oh, fair enough.
It all makes
You still live
sense.
there or no?
No,
Okay. Yeah.
I live in Arizona.
Do we need men?
Do we need men?
Do you need men?
No.
You
Do we need men? I think they play a part in society.
play a part.
Generous.
What if you had to attribute a percentage to play a part?
No.
What percentage would
Not
you?
the percentage.
Into what?
You know, like infrastructure. You know, the grid. You know, critical infrastructure. telecommunications, waste management,
50%.
Electricity.
Okay, 50%.
Like opening jars.
That's a big one.
That's super helpful.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
If there was a world full of women, like just women by themselves, like we would need somebody to balance it out. If there's a world full of just men, we would need women to balance it out. Like,
So true.
I need like my security.
I'm not sure if your friend agrees with that.
She doesn't have to. She has her own opinions, and I have mine.
That's totally fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But so if you had to, if you had to attribute, like, how much do we, need men?
They're cool to have around. I mean, like.
Okay, let's say like your dad and your brother.
I love my dad and my brother.
You need them around. Like they're needed, right? You would say?
They're needed because they're my family.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've lived my life with like months without speaking to a single man besides family, and I felt no lack of anything in life.
That is kind of dark and depressing, but okay.
No, but I don't know. There are times when I don't talk to women outside of maybe I'll talk to like my.
You are probably
colleagues.
depressed inside.
But when I talk, because I got my wife, and I talk, and then if I hang out, like I don't want to go hang out with women, so I go to a cigar bar. In part, I love cigars, but in part because it's kind of like woman repellent. It's not. I love women. I love women so much.
Women repellent.
But what do I don't.
Wow.
If I go out and I gain nothing from going out to a bar.
So your wife like
with a
sends you
woman.
off with those just to make sure you're not around.
Wait, she actually would probably prefer I didn't go to the cigar bar because I reek when I get home. But I think like I'm a married guy, and what do I gain from going to a bar with a woman? No, I don't even think I'm going to do anything, but it's the scandal, I don't need that.
Yeah, I've seen some bad bitches in a cigar lounge, I'm not going to lie.
Occasionally.
I know, I'm saying like that's not really.
She said occasionally,
I
yes.
go to cigar bars.
Okay.
So y'all know exactly
right.
exactly what a bad bitch is.
Don't worry.
You know exactly what a bad bitch is. Don't lie. You said you just saw him in a cigar
No,
bar.
you're right. I've seen it once or twice.
No, he said it too.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I've seen a baddie once or
Okay,
twice.
he knows exactly what a baddie is.
For real.
Y'all were like, what's a bad bitch? Like, you know exactly what a bad bitch is.
No, you.
That's where you find the good ones.
Michael
too.
knows that.
I prefer
You know them when you see them.
good bitches. I prefer good bitches. I don't like the bad
that
bitches.
working?
I prefer the good bitches.
Are you dating?
What are you talking about? I am. I keep my life a mystery because I have ops. I have opposition.
You did not just say I have
I got ops. I got the ops.
You said
He had like a software update when he left the table and came back with all the knowledge now. All the lingo.
Yeah.
Restarted.
Did you look up Atlanta lingo when you left the table or what?
Vocab list per.
A vocab list?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant op was like an operation or an
No,
opposition.
op is an opposition.
Opponent or
It's like
opposition.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason you don't, I thought you meant like an opportunity, like
No, not op is an opportunity.
Because
opposition.
Yeah, I
Reason why
wouldn't
we
Guys
like.
who want to take you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I try to keep certain things private just because.
So are
doing
you
this podcast? There's ops. I got
So you
ops.
can't say if you're dating or not.
I got ops. That's what I can say.
He does. He
So
said
you
it
are.
earlier. He said
So
my
you are.
What did I
girlfriend.
say?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, I
My
heard that. I heard that.
When did I say that?
You said it
Earlier on,
earlier.
that was
You were
like-
slipping.
Do you mean like in a
Very
hypothetical sense?
No,
Like,
you literally said my girlfriend.
what did I say?
I don't
You were
recall.
saying it in a hypothetical.
You know, you're
Okay,
telling
I'm-
us that we're not going to tell the truth if we come on here, but what if you're not telling the truth when you come on here?
Who knows?
I feel like half the time you're probably not
What
telling
if
the truth.
I'm? Never mind.
What?
Yeah.
I would love to hear it.
I was about to say, what if?
I'm starting to think.
Whoa, what the? Rude. Okay.
Rude.
Why is
wait,
that rude?
Do we? What? Why is that rude?
Yeah,
Ryan
that's
is
like
a homosexual, is what he's
What?
saying.
Homosexual?
It's Wait, what?
What?
I don't know.
I'm confused.
Oh, Michael
I'm confused.
just says on.
I don't know. I just.
Yo, you should box it out.
Listen, we can delete that, and I thought that was what you were implying.
He said you're a
it was just a little banter.
homosexual.
Okay, all right.
This is live stream.
Yeah.
No, it was just banter.
Okay.
It was a little banter.
No
you know?
ops.
There's ops at the table.
There's
now.
ops. Opposition. Okay. Do we need men, Nicolette? I think. Well,
Yeah, we need men. I don't know how to change a tire,
Based.
and I just want them to do like all the manual labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong.
Mia,
We need men.
Madison.
Absolutely.
Word.